evening, everybody. My name is Aaron Brass. I am the president of Friends of Rachel, and I am so excited for you tonight to hear this message. I have been to this presentation 4 times now. 4 times. And I've kept coming back because it was so inspiring. And I hope that my friend Dave here can do that for you. So everybody, all the way from Colorado, give it up for Dave!
Good evening. That was my fault, not yours. I'm still a little jet lagged. I just got back from Bethel, Alaska on an overnight flight so that I could be here. And it's my honor to be here. I think college for me was probably the best 5.5 years of my life, putting off reality, so no joke. And it's fun too. I've traveled to 47 states in 7 years of Rachel's Challenge, and in my travels, I get to share this story with people who go from strangers to friends, and I stay in touch with so many people I've had the honor of sharing Rachel's story with. But it's extra special anytime a good friend of mine gets to attend. And so I've got a buddy from high school who's here with us tonight. His name's Matt. He's one of my best friends. He was at my wedding, and great dude. So Matt's here. Everybody say hi to Matt. And he is happily married with a baby. I'm just throwing that out there, just making sure. Something I see as a job. So as we get started, I want you to catch a glimpse of some things happening around our country, around the world, and what Rachel's Challenge is doing to try to fix it. For the Eric and Dylan's of the world, who for whatever reason are angry and don't feel they belong and feel like they need to take it out on someone else. Because I wish someone would have gotten to those boys sooner and all 15 would still be here. So tonight's for all 15, and it's for any of you who maybe through high school or even in this summer or right now, sometimes you don't feel like you belong. Tonight's for you. On that day, the first one that we lost was a 17-year-old junior. Her name was Rachel Scott. She died with these other 12 people at Eric and Dylan's hands. And I wish I had time to honor all 13 of these people, because they all have an amazing life story. But tonight we're primarily going to focus on the life of a 17-year-old high school junior named Rachel Scott. And on that day, she went outside the west entrance of Columbine and was trying to sit and have her lunch next to her friend named Richard. And as she was sitting there, suddenly 4 bullets slammed into Rachel's chest. About a week after her funeral, her family found an essay that Rachel had written for a 5th period class. She called it My Ethics, My Codes of Life. In this essay, she challenged her reader to start what she called a chain reaction of kindness and compassion. She said, I have this theory. If one person will go out of their way to show compassion, it will start a chain reaction of the same. She wrote, people will never know how far a little kindness can go. And what you're about to see is a bit more about this essay, and a little bit more about the day that Rachel died.
Compassion is the greatest form of love humans have to offer.
A month before Rachel died, she wrote a 2-page essay called My Ethics, My Codes of Life. And in that essay, she challenged her reader twice to start a chain reaction of kindness and compassion.
I have this theory that if one person can go out of their way to show compassion, then it will start a chain reaction of the same. People will never know how far a little kindness can go. My codes may seem like a fantasy that can never be reached, but test them for yourself and see the kind of effect they have in the lives of people around you. You may just start a chain reaction.
Okay, has anybody been injured, ma'am? Okay.
I'm feeling the panic, and I'm in the library. I've got...
Two suspects attempted to stow a shotgun, Uzis, and pipe bombs.
Fire inside the building, west corner.
If I can put the engine out there, I'm a little bit. The guy is right outside the library door, okay?
Shot fired mid-side, but they let him lay down on the northwest lawn.
Northwest Bus Public Party down. We have information probably shot started in the library.
The SWAT team is actually forming behind here. They've just put on their full body armor, and police officers are responding, and we have lots of paramedics and fire rescue on the team. There may be as many as 2 suspects inside, armed with automatic weapons, wearing black.
Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold placed 2 bombs in the cafeteria minutes before students would fill the area. The 2 then went outside to wait for the bombs to explode. Their plan was to shoot students as they fled from the building. The bombs failed to detonate. In frustration, the gunman approached the school, shooting students outside the west entrance. The library was the scene of the most intense shooting. In just 7.5 minutes, 10 people were killed and 12 were wounded. From the school library, the killers walked down the stairs to the cafeteria. The two are seen here randomly shooting and throwing pipe bombs that start fires. The killing of others is now over. 13 are dead or dying. 27 are wounded. In just 22 minutes from the time shown on these surveillance tapes, the 2 killers took their lives in the library. The SWAT teams entered the school, finding a scene that shocked even the most hardened of all veterans. We would soon learn the toll of terror. Columbine High School is now the scene of the worst school shooting in United States history. The waiting for family and loved ones was agony. Parents frantically searched for their child. Lists were posted on who had survived. Parents read and reread every name written on the survivors list, praying and hoping that their child had somehow survived. And one by one, families were reunited. But for the families of 12 students and 1 brave teacher, there would be no joyous reunion. At that time, they were left in stunned sorrow to pray and ask, why? April 20th was the first warm spring day in Colorado. Rachel Joy Scott chose to sit on the grass outside these doors and eat her lunch with a friend. This is where Rachel was shot. This is where Rachel died.
She started a chain reaction with love and was kind to others. And because of that, she's changed the world. I miss my sister.
Rachel's funeral was viewed on CNN. It was the largest viewing audience in CNN history. It was a memorial service for a beautiful and kind young woman. But more importantly, it was a powerful witness that a life committed to kindness can impact the world and start a chain reaction.